And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with a new second act here. I'm my good friend Thatch. Um, it's me, your boy, the Independent John. I know it's been a long time, quite a few months actually. Uh, we're I'm glad to be back here. I'm sure Thatch is glad to be here. Tell
Yep.
us where you're from, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Indiana, Fort Wayne, to be exact. What should I tell?
How
Really?
how how, how old you is?
Oh yeah, I'm getting ancient, man. 31 years old or
Okay,
31 years young,
okay.
how you want to look at it. Um, Still try to be pretty youthful and all that fun stuff. Very lowbrow sense of humor. Obviously, try to get in where you fit and all that fun stuff, but try to have fun with life. I don't want to grow up too fast.
No, I hear you. I hear you. So what inspired you to hop on the show?
It was last year or so. I had a buddy that was actually like talking about doing the same thing with me, just a little bit more reaction content and all that fun stuff. Um, it didn't work out because obviously, like you start doing this stuff, got to follow terms of service at least to a fair degree. And I started telling him he just wanted to say whatever, whenever, wherever, however. I was like, hey, like, I mean, to some degree, there's a bit of freedom, but if you're not gonna like at least have any sort of concern for how you talk at all, to where it's like you either gotta bleep everything out or you're just gonna get lazy with stuff. We're gonna get there's no point in doing this. I would like
Yeah,
to grow and all that fun stuff. And if you're gonna invest some time into something, you would at least hope to make a little kickback for the equipment that you buy. And he just wasn't really feeling that. But then again, I was the one throwing down for all the equipment, so stuff fell through.
people be
And
bullshitting.
yep. And hey, then hell, we were talking about it, and I was just like, why not, man? You didn't see. I was asking what happened with you doing it. I hadn't really kept up with you because I know you're doing your thing, and I was like, yo, man, that's dope. You're like, yo, I'm not really into this. I'm like, yo, that's BS, man. This is something that brings you to life. Like, hell, if you ain't got nobody else to do it, I'll do it. Screw it. You know what I'm saying? It's something I was already kind of interested in, so I'm like, let's dive in, bro.
Well, I appreciate it, and our listeners here, I'm sure appreciate it. Yeah, man, it's
Hell
good
yeah,
to
let's
have
do
you
this
on.
thing.
It's good to, you're like me, a fellow intellectual, kind of nerdy. We are
Probably more nerdy than intellectual, but yeah, for certain.
in some ways, but life's been crazy, man. 2023 was interesting to say the least. Um,
Yeah.
you know, everything going on. We've had conversations about, the Maui fires and the things with that, and then now we have a presidential candidate being taken off of the ballot in two separate states. I mean, that's crazy. Which I just seen recently, actually, a couple hours ago, that he appealed the one in Maine. I don't know about the one in Colorado.
If
Um,
I'm not mistaken, I was reading up on a little bit today, and I do believe it is either A, getting redacted, or B, there. If I'm not mistaken, the other site I came across said something about it. Within the next couple of days, the Supreme Court in Colorado will come to that decision. So I
yeah,
wasn't I
yeah.
wasn't able to get anything like straight up isolated. But yeah, I mean, did you want to dive into that at all, or?
I mean,
'Cause I mean,
the only time something like this has ever happened before was right before the Civil War. And so this is,
yeah,
I mean, these are, and we've already been living through. I mean, dude, I'm the type of person. I'm 26 years old, and I'm tired of living through historical moments. Okay, like, can we have just like a decade of chill? Like, is that cool? But when I mean, considering 9/11 happened a few years into my life, and then the whole Afghanistan situation,
oh yeah.
um, yeah, Gaddafi, now Ukraine and Hamas and fucking now Donald Trump being taken off the ballot. I mean, this is Epstein's
Hey,
list. I mean, this is crazy.
hey, call this wild take, at least for this podcast, but I actually agree with that. Um, the reason being, everything that I came across is he said what he said to incite the riots, and yes, he was exercising his First Amendment right to free speech. But correct me if I'm wrong, your First Amendment right to free speech ends at speech that can incite riots. And so,
Yeah, but
like with
that
that, hmm?
with this whole thing is they're saying that he broke the 14th Amendment, which means you have to be criminally charged and convicted of inciting insurrection, which he's not been charged with anywhere. So that's why
Wait, that's
it's
not what he's standing trial for.
no, no,
Because if
no.
I'm
He's standing trial for tax stuff and other business venture things. I'm
okay,
not
okay,
exactly sure, but yeah, no, none of it has to do with the insurrection that they claim.
I see, I see. Well, I mean, still, it is insurrection, though. Like whether or not he's charged for it, it happened.
But the law, I mean, you know what I'm saying? The Constitution
Oh yeah,
states you have to be charged or convicted. I can't remember exactly what it says. I'd have to look into it, but
I know, I know.
charged
I'm
or
not.
convicted. So
I get
until that
that. I'm just
happens,
saying
they
though.
can't do that.
Oh, I still think that's bullshit. Sorry if I can't say that BS. I'll stick to that. Just again, and that's an agree to agree thing. And the reason why I say that is because at one point in time, it was illegal for black people to sit at the front of the bus. You know what I mean? Like it just because something is law doesn't necessarily make it right. And if you're
Well,
doing things when you have the kind of platform that a guy like he has, you have that kind of pull, you definitely have the responsibility to
have
to
you
to
not?
be able to speak up and like pull people, rein people back, man. Especially when you are
But
that kind. You're supposed
he
to be a
tried
leader.
that. He brought the receipts to court. Like there was multiple
Okay.
like because they tried to bring up the whole January 6th thing, and there was multiple videos of him saying, "Yo, whoever was at the Capitol or whoever is at the Capitol, no, you
Okay.
know what I'm
I mean,
saying? Bring
see
peace."
that
Yeah,
much
like
I haven't
he brought
actually come
all
up.
that stuff to court. Like I'd have to pull up a video of it, but I mean, he pulled up. He was like, "Yeah, you guys didn't bring these tweets to court, but here
Is
they
like
are, the ones
tweeting
that
about it.
you like." I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, in the sense, did he actually like hop up in front of the crowd and be like, "Hey, knock this off, bro! Like, you guys are being
He
ridiculous."
wasn't there. They
Oh.
immediately evacuated him.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean,
See, that
once people are
that to me
like,
right there is where he has that responsibility. Not to let himself be evacuated
I'm
and
pretty
say,
sure there was
"Hey,
video footage of him on the news telling people to stop what they
oh,
were doing. I
it's
mean, I
nothing
don't.
I've come across." I did again. I haven't dove deep into it. From the bit I have come across, there wasn't any of that. It was just him. From what I came across, it was them his lawyer saying he was just exercising his First Amendment rights to say what he said that started shit. And that's where I'm like, come on now, come on. If you know something can cause something, why would you even go there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm stepping into, like, I don't know, a biker bar or whatever, and then I start running my mouth about how bikers are trash people, and somebody gets in my face and clocks me, like, I brought it on myself type deal. You know what I mean? And I feel like that personally, at least based on what I came across, is kind of what he did.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of. I mean, I'm not even. I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I don't.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not the
yeah.
biggest fan of Donald Trump, but I do know that there's a lot of things said about Donald Trump and spread misinformation that I mean is totally. I mean, it's just like they I saw a video. It was like clips from all these Democratic pushing big
Oh yeah.
media complexes, and they were all like, "Oh, if Donald Trump becomes president, he's gonna lock up all of his opponents." Blah blah blah. Blah.
Okay, and that.
You won't be able to vote anybody else. And I was like, hold on a second. Didn't Joe Biden not have a Democratic primary? Like, isn't he making it almost impossible to be a Democratic runner? And there was no debates, and he had Donald Trump indicted multiple times, trying to lock up his political candidate. So, like, how can
Hey, when you
you
spin it like that, I understand a lot more and agree with
like
what
they're
you're
doing
saying.
the
And
same shit that they're accusing him of not like of doing
See,
when he didn't do it.
and see, actually, that was kind of where I was like, where I'm definitely like sort of more in agreement with you on this whole thing. In that, like, again, it's it. How was it worded? It was, well, because one of the states, I can't remember, because I know there are a few other states trying to follow like Colorado and Maine's examples,
Mm-hmm.
and I know at least one of them was told, I can't remember off the top of my head, that he was allowed to get to the point of running in the primaries, or you know what I'm saying, to become the forefront. They basically denying him to be able to be voted in those states until the actual election, but until he becomes like the Republican uh, representative again. Then they're like, that's the level at which, and I was like, it just, to me, it seems a bit weird to wait this long to try to disqualify him, this close to the election. I think, like, honestly, like, that's something that it should have been, they should have had that under lock and key
Well,
within
because
the
they
first
thought that
year
the
or maybe
indictments were going to
two.
destroy him. They thought indicting him 4 times was going to destroy him, and it actually boosted his popularity. And they're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, in that
Now, I mean, so
regard,
now it's like Alex Jones said, it's all out now. 2024, that like they have to do something
oh yeah,
before they're out. Like they can't. It's no time for games anymore.
yeah, yeah. So I
They're going to
mean,
come at it head first, whatever corruption they're trying to. You know what I'm saying?
uh, could you elaborate a little bit more? I'm not 100% following.
Like in the past, they've kept the shit that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They've tried to keep it under wraps, but now it's like so close to. All right, well, you're probably about to lose the election.
Trump,
So
you mean?
no. I'm talking about the Democrat,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Okay, so
The Biden and all them. So like they're like, oh shit, we have to do something now, or this. You know what I'm saying? We failed, like our mission, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's all
hey, that's
speculation at this point, but
no. Actually, I think that's a pretty decent take, at least in my opinion. Again, penning, that's like kind of what it is. But actually, gosh, what was I gonna say with that? But no, yeah, I think that that's something that you shouldn't wait until like the final hour. And it's like, if you are, that does seem like a cheap ploy to try to win on the Democrat side. I think that's dumb as all get out.
I think
And I
it's
mean,
wasting taxpayer dollars. Fucking, you know, court ain't free.
that's fair. I don't
Warrants
know.
aren't free.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's a
We should
weird
be
one to
more
me
worried
because I'm
about.
like, again, like you said, or like you were saying, is that it's all happening very last minute. Personally, I don't think it's a waste to again indict him. I definitely feel like he's guilty for insurrection in that regard. But again, to kind of
But
yeah,
those
to
aren't
kind
his
of wait
charges, though.
until, huh?
But those aren't the charges that he's on. Like this is
Yeah, I know
like
that's what I'm
business
saying. I was like,
shit.
that's why I think it's kind of dumb to smokescreen like that. Yeah, that's why
I
I think
mean,
it's ridiculous to smokescreen like that. Yeah, and
they've
charge him
done
for.
worse.
But I mean, again, if he is, if he actually is guilty of tax stuff too, I mean, hey, they should get him for that too. I don't know. It's just the timing is just, it's funny. This should have been. I don't know. I personally feel like especially it's as high profile a thing as it is. It should have been addressed and sort of come and dealt with, at least a year or so ago. We shouldn't still be having to, you know what I'm saying, to like
I
still
mean,
deal with it,
if he is guilty, then yeah, send him to jail. But I mean, at that point, why is Hunter Biden not in jail?
right? Right.
Where's
And I
that
mean, I don't know.
laptop? Still waiting. Why isn't Bill Clinton in prison? Hillary Clinton.
How do you mean about Bill Clinton?
Oh, Bill Clinton's name came up 50 times on Epstein's flight log, bro.
Oh yeah,
You think
yeah.
he's going there for muffins?
I mean, there's something involving muffs, but I just might not have ended it in.
I don't
You
know,
gotta
man.
find
Just the whole Epstein thing just really. Mm.
that. Definitely, that
I
one
get
still
I
stands
go
as a
to a
good.
dark, place, bro, because there's only one cure for that disease.
Fair, yeah.
It ends in
I agree with you.
millimeters.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree with that. That's just a hard bit for them to continue on because he was the only he's like that case is like only witness really because who else is gonna be like I was there. Let me I
Oh,
want my
it's
conscience
on
to come
record
clean.
though.
Fair, yeah,
But the
true.
Clintons have shown time and time again that they're untouchable.
Yeah, that's pretty much anybody in power, unfortunately. Because I mean, like back to the like kind of like Trump, like if anybody else had incited that stuff, like they wouldn't have like it would have already been said and
I
done.
bet you Joe Biden could do it.
Again, rich and powerful. You know what I'm saying? These are folks that yeah, that's the bull. That I think should be addressed is that they there needs to be accountability at all levels of our government. Like it just
They've given the executive branch way too much power over the past few
yeah.
decades.
I'll definitely agree with you there. That's my libertarianism kicking in.
But I do think that this was a good conversation. That's quick.
Dude, again, we were talking
We
about
can.
like just doing like shorter segments, at least to start out. We kind of have like our agree to disagree is just all respect and whatnot. So there, I know who to talk to, and you also
well,
know
we'll.
you do realize I'm a shameless bastard, right? Like
Oh, we know.
I have absolutely zero
Or at least all
problem.
your Facebook friends. Hold on. Let's stop this recording real quick. Hold on.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, guys. From all of us here, we'll catch you later.
Yep. Take her easy, guys.